Welcome to this webinar by Meirc Training and Consulting, The Art of Self-Development by me, Hani Ramadan. It's Thursday, the 5th of December, 2019, 2:30 Dubai time. You're all welcome. We've got 20 senior participants from 10 different countries today. So far, we've got some people from Lebanon, Sudan, UAE, Uganda, Thailand, Ghana, KSA, Oman, Kuwait. You're most welcome. Based on a quick LinkedIn review, today we have more than 300 years of experience among us, and that's beautiful. I'm flattened. I'm proud to be with you today. Please allow me to extend a special welcome to some people, an ex-colleague, Rima, an ex-classmate, Mirna, some other people who attended the various workshops with Meirc from different countries, and we've got nice team from Sudatel Telecom Group. Anyway, I would love to have your questions and answer them by the end of this. This will last for around 35 minutes. So let's get started, the art of self-development. In a more challenging and dynamic world, we all need to keep improving, don't we? Nowadays, if you blink, you lag behind. Constantly developing ourselves is becoming more crucial than ever before. Holding a bachelor or master's degree from a reputable university is not enough anymore. Participating in training programs, workshops, and developing yourself is becoming essential, isn't it? There are various ways of learning new skills or enhancing existing ones, but we first need to discover our strengths and weaknesses. This looks like an SW analysis, isn't it? Self-discovery and self-development are crucial to shine and succeed in the business environment. Believe me, guys, we think we know ourselves well, but it's not true. We always have a lot of self-discovery to do. So, are you ready for a self-discovery journey? Please allow me in a minute before starting the first part. Please allow me in a minute to introduce myself. So my name again is Hani Ramadan. I'm Lebanese from Beirut. On a personal level, I introduce myself as 1, 2, 3. For one, I have one passion in life, which is being in the training room. For two, I do have two hobbies: exercising and acting. For three, I have 3 kids. On academic level, very quickly, I don't want to lose much time on that. Just in a minute, I got an advanced certification in training from UK, from the ITOL body in Liverpool. I got a management certification from USA, coaching certification, so I'm an ACC since 2009. I got an MBA from the Lebanese American University in my home country, Lebanon, CIPD, and we have some people who are CIPD qualified today. So I got a level 5 diploma in HR management, and I did through the British Psychological Society a certification in personality and psychometric testing. For the experience, I worked as an HR manager for an international insurance company. I was in charge of Jordan, Bahrain, and Lebanon, and today we have participants from these 3 beautiful countries. I worked for around 6 years for a waste management company called Averda as a training manager, and for around 5 years as the head of HR for Shalhoub Group. I was based in Saudi, and just before joining Meirc, I was the group talent development manager at Azadea. So moving forward, I would love to stay connected with every one of you. I tried to get connected just before this webinar with most of you through LinkedIn. You'll notice that if we haven't for any reason, please do connect. That's my LinkedIn account. And I'm willing to share with you my mobile number. I promise to get back to your messages if you give me up to 24 hours. I would love to share additional articles, case studies, readings, anything that could be of help to you. That's my business Facebook account and my Instagram account. All right, so here we go. The art of self-development. Today's agenda, the upcoming 35 minutes are around 4 parts. Self-discovery comes first, SAC model, conclusion, and I'll leave the remaining time, 10 or 15 minutes maybe, for your Q&A. Of course, feel free to write your questions and comments at any time, and I'll be happy to answer them by the end. Let's get started with self-discovery comes first. But before that, you know, when you want to exercise, do any kind of sports, what do you do first? Warm up. And this riddle is our mental warm up for this webinar. So who can guess? You can write. If you have an answer, please write it down right now. The fastest person will be winning. Oh, someone said 1 every 4 years. Actually, the correct answer is 12. Absolutely. Mirna got it correct, because every month has 28 days. But it's okay. That's our warm up. But what is it about? By the way, scientifically, part of this introduction and based on this riddle, trust me, guys, our brain is so lazy. Our brain is programmed to take the fastest and easiest decisions in life. This is why most people seeing this riddle or similar riddles for the first time, they answer 1, because our brain is lazy. I advise you, if you allow me, based on this riddle, to agree on a simple learning outcome. Ladies and gentlemen, before taking any decision, before reacting at work, before behaving, take notes, analyze, and react. This way, your answer will be 12, which is correct, not 1 or February. All right, moving on. Self-discovery is based on many areas. We all want to improve ourselves, as we said in the introduction. So how would we improve ourselves? A, experience, life, time, experiences. If you know the 70-20-10 formula, definitely this is the 70% based on one of the studies. So we mostly learn from experience, don't we? For B, personality test. I advise you to do at least once in life a personality test. I don't want to go into names. There are plenty. Just make sure they are reliable and valid. That's the most important thing. C, education. Of course, counting on your beautiful master's degree or bachelor is not enough anymore in 2020. So attending courses with Meirc or any other providers is becoming crucial. For D, feedback. And this webinar is around D. Again, this webinar is around D. So the upcoming 20 or 25 minutes are around D. Feedback from others through a fantastic model called SAC, SAC. SAC is easy to remember. SAC, let's explore that. So, ladies and gentlemen, when I was reviewing few models around feedback and the blind spots that we all have because we don't know ourselves well, I created this model a few years ago. And thank God, until today, I keep receiving thank yous from different people from all around the world saying that this is a very practical model that changed many aspects of their lives. Willing to explore it? Let's do it together. So look at the model. The unique thing about the model, I guess, is the color, isn't it? So you'll notice that there are 3 colors like the traffic lights. Seek, accept, the change. And the traffic light colors are intentionally done in this model. So the first step, and this is sequential, by the way, so you need to go seek first, second accept, third change. Seek. How should we do it? And you're going to practice it, if you don't mind, in a moment. Do you have your mobiles in front of you? You will need your mobiles to practice the letter S, which is seek, the red color, the traffic sign. First of all, you need to choose people who are in a position to give you feedback. People who are mature, people who know you well on a personal level or business level. That's the S. Let's practice it in the upcoming 30 seconds. So pick up your mobile, open your WhatsApp. If you don't have WhatsApp, which I doubt, open Facebook, Instagram, or any other social media platform and text this message to someone right now, immediately. What can I do to be a better husband, wife, father, mom, sister, friend, colleague, manager, depending on the person you've chosen? Please do it right now. I'll give you 30 seconds to practice S from the SAC model through this simple tool using your mobiles. Go ahead. All right. Even if you're not done, it's okay. You could continue this exercise later on. We're just practicing the S using this simple model and your mobiles. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the first step of SAC model. Because we do have a blind spots, because we don't know ourselves much, we need to seek feedback. That's for S, from people who know us well. How do I personally do it? I do it once a year, honestly. I choose five people from my professional network and five people from my personal network. And out of the 10 people in total, my wife is always on the list. My best friend is always on the list. My close relative is on the list. And then I choose one of my direct reports, my direct manager, one of my peers, one of my internal or external customers, a previous colleague or manager. So for us, seek feedback. How are you practicing it later? Make it a habit. Once a year, seek feedback from 10 people, 5 business, 5 personal, and try to include the closest ones cyclically, periodically. The beauty of this, you will be able to compare year-to-year results. You'll be able to track your progress if you're improving yourself. Of course, comparing results. Compiling results in a table of 2 columns could be positive and negative. Then highlight the repetitive words if you wish. Got it? That's the S. Let's move on to the A. Haha, accept. Many people, unfortunately, do not accept the received feedback. Why is that? Who can write to me, to us, what's one word, the reason why many people do not accept feedback? Go ahead. If you have an answer, write it right now. It's one word in English starting with the letter E. Absolutely. Mirna, have you seen this workshop before? You've got it twice correct. Well done. Good one, Latifa. Ego. Absolutely. Ego is our enemy. So ladies and gentlemen, if you don't accept feedback, please don't go through this model. If you're not willing to accept the negative comments that you receive from these 10 people once a year, do not do it. You're wasting your time. Accepting is very important. However, that's the orange color in the traffic lights. The last one and the most important one is to change. We have to change. And it's not easy, especially when it comes to bad and negative habits. It's not easy, especially when it comes to things that we've been doing for years and years. That's the green light. And for this green light, I would like to share with you my simplest action plan model to make the change, to make it happen. I went through tens of action plan models, but I still use the simplest one. Here we go. It's called the 3 W's and the H. I think most of you know it. I love simplicity. First W, what will you do? Second W, by when will you do it? Third W, who will help me to do it, to change these habits? Don't forget, to change what? The things that we received in the previous steps. And the last one, which is the H, how will you do it? So again, to change, to apply the third step of the model, what will I change? What will I need to change? Go back to your lists. By when? Who will help me? Who could be more than a person? Concerned stakeholders. And how? How, by the way, details the what. That's our SOC model. Similar to financial statements and budgets, you will be able to compare year-to-year results later and take corrective actions. It's you. Unleash the best version of you. It's all about you, the most important asset that you possess in your life. So have the courage to do it. Seek, accept a change. I'm planning to do it with additional people this year because I do it by the end of each year. My son, who's now 13 years old, will be in the list this year because he's now more mature, he's a teenager, he's in a position to give me feedback. Go now and explore the beauty of and the power of SAC model. You just practice, don't forget, you just practice the seek, the first step, which is seeking feedback, but you need to continue the two other steps. All right? Okay, moving on. By the way, we'll share with you this presentation after the webinar. And as I promised, should you need additional information, articles, case studies, readings, I'll be more than happy to reach out. So here's another mind teaser. Simple calculation. Who's the fastest? Write your answer right now. A bat and the ball cost together $1.10. The bat costs $1 more than the ball. How much does the ball cost? It's very simple, easy, simple calculation. Write your answer if you know it. Someone wrote 0.10 or 10 cents. Let's see, 0.1, very good. Same thing, 0.10, 0.1. In math, it's the same. Any other answers? Any other answers? Faster. Do you all agree? I think so. I think that you all agree. That's the correct answer, isn't it? I'll wait 5 more seconds in case you want to change your mind, but otherwise I consider and assume that you all agree. You're all good? Okay, so Bushra, Imad, Ghaya, Latifa times 4, Maruf, Mahira, Mirna, Reem, Rima, you all agree, huh? Oh, Reem, that's my lovely colleague. Okay, 0.1. Actually, that's the incorrect answer. I promised you a while ago that our brain is lazy. This is scientifically proven. Our brain is programmed to take the fastest and easiest decisions in life. The correct answer is 0.055 cents. I don't want to waste your time right now because most importantly is the learning outcome. Later on, grab a scratch of paper and calculate it using X and Y like we used to do the old days in our math courses at school. You will notice that the cost of the ball is 0.055 cents. The cost of the bat is 1.05 and the total is 1.10. What's the key learning over here? Again, same slide. By the way, I copied and pasted the same slide from the previous riddle. Take notes, analyze, then react. Do not fall into the trap of your brain's laziness. Breathe, count to 10, take notes, analyze, then react, then decide what to do, then make a decision. All right? All right. Keep charging your battery. We agreed to discuss self-development today. We discussed the SAC model. Now, moving on to this part, you all know about it. Again, we've got more than 300 years of experience among us. You come from 10 different countries. You're all senior people and experienced. You know what to do to keep charging your battery. The most important asset in your life, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. I'm not going into details because you all know it. You all know what to do. Dieting, exercising, paying attention to your diet, exercising, reading books, nurturing yourself, connecting with positive people, having great relationships in life. And we do have a couple of coaches among us. So coaches know more than any other person the importance of these things. Now, how to keep developing ourselves? Since we have a couple of people from Saudi Arabia among us, I created KSA in green colors like the Saudi Arabia flag. But it's not Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. That's an acronym easy to remember. We definitely need to keep improving our knowledge. How to do it? I'll come to that in a moment, although we have discussed it partially. We need to build our skills, acquire new skills, and attitude. What about attitude? If you pick up a pencil or pen and a paper, I want you to write next to each letter the alphabetical order of each letter in attitude word. So let's start with the A. A is 1 because it's the first alphabetical letter, isn't it? We're talking about attitude as a word. T, 20. Second T, 20. I, 9th. T, again, 20. U, 21. D, 4. E, 5. Who can sum up these numbers? You will get 100. That's just a quick metaphor to remind you of the importance of attitude. So if you don't have the proper and positive attitude, how can you develop knowledge and skills? Remember that attitude is 100%. Attitude is so important. Attitude is actually the most important thing. So, conclusion, let's wrap it up. I will ask each one of you, if you don't mind, to reflect in 60 seconds. I'm going to time 60 seconds after me explaining this slide. ACT, ACT. What will you apply from what you have learned during this short webinar? In the next 60 seconds, after me explaining the remaining ones, you have to reply to that question. That's your return on investment. You have invested around 1 hour on Thursday during a busy week. I know how busy you are. It's worth reflecting. What will you apply from what you have learned during this short webinar? C, what would you change doing or being? T, what would you transfer or teach someone from what you have learned? Don't be selfish. I know that you're not. Just kidding. What will you transfer? After this webinar, you're going to meet with a colleague. In the evening, you're going to meet with someone from your relatives, friends, or closed ones. What is one thing that you will transfer because of this short webinar? So, I'll accept just one thing, but please make the effort, spend the next 60 seconds to write down one thing under each step. Go. Your return on investment. Start. Dear Muhammad, there is no sound because I intentionally stopped for 60 seconds. So you reflect on the act, but I'll come back to you in a few seconds. So please try to reply. All right, thanks for sharing, Ghaya. This is beautiful. And moving on, let's move on now. So here are 3 must-have mobile applications. Please download these applications. Download these free of charge applications today. I'm not marketing for this. I'm not advertising for these applications. They don't need mine. They are famous, but these change us. These make us better. These are essential and must have for your self-development. TED, TED, any market, Android or Apple market, you will find it. TED, you will find nice small talks. I think most of you know it. Duolingo, #1 application in the world to learn any language in the world, any. All the world languages are there. It's a free of charge. It's interactive. It's beautiful. My wife actually learned Turkish because of this. My daughter learned French because of this. I'm practicing as well. So downloaded and spent just 5 minutes a day to learn a new language. Chinese language is recommended nowadays, isn't it? Because of the booming economy. The last one, Mind Tools. I like this application personally. It gives you models, readings, articles, case studies related to any business topic. So I recommend downloading these today as soon as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave the remaining time for your questions. And let me tell you a secret. I'm a facilitator and consultant since more than 20 years. I've been facilitating workshops, teaching courses at different universities, facilitating workshops in different organizations. Believe me, the biggest and the greatest learning comes from the interaction, from the Q&A. So if you do have a question, any question, just write it and we'll discuss it together. Actually, I'll answer it and you could interact through your comments, your written comments. I'll wait for 1 more minute to write some questions. If you don't, I'll wrap it up. We'll send you this presentation after the webinar and hope to see you in future courses, workshops at Meirc. Here you go. You've got 60 seconds to write any question. Please do. All right, here we go. We've got a question. Which personality test do you recommend? Again, I don't want to market or advertise because I'm not in a position to do so. And anyway, at Meirc, we do not sell personality tests. We do not have them. But I personally like Savile focus styles. It has a very high reliability and validity, and it's available in the market, in the region, in the Middle East, and I think across the world. How can you strengthen your personality Nice question by Latifa. Actually, strengthening your personality, let's agree on something. And I like that your choice of word strengthening, because changing your personality is impossible. We cannot change our personality. Our dominant traits will remain the same. However, the good news for all of us, we can adapt. We can change our behavior. We can change our habits. We can change some of our traits. How to do it? We just shared a couple of things. So back to this webinar, you need to discover yourself. How to do that? 1, do a personality test. 2, apply the SAC model. And 3, last but not least, experience at work through different KPIs, projects, which is very important, because you will have to practice many personality traits, many behavioral skills, soft skills when at work, which is anyway automatic because we're all working, aren't we? So Latifa, remember to do a personality test, apply the SAC model, trust me, you will improve a lot, and from experience. Other questions? Any other questions? Okay, I'll wait for a few more seconds. Thanks to you, Ahmad. My pleasure. Thanks to you, man. You're most welcome. I truly wish to see you in any program, future programs at Meirc, whether in Dubai or in any other city. Here's again our website. I think you all know it because you already registered in this webinar. Expect more webinars to come in the upcoming period. Don't forget, please do reflect what you did well in 2019, what you could have done better in 2019, people to thank in 2019, and most importantly, set your 2020 goals. It's time, it's December. It's time to set our 2020 personal goals. I know that you're all doing well at work. I know that you're all having KPIs. Please do set smart goals for your personal life, because your life will have a different meaning. Now, allow me to close this webinar by sharing with you a 1-minute story. So this story is about an old man. This old man is 120 years old. He lives in a city 3,000 meters above the sea. And he's known to answer all questions. He's known to give advice to anyone. He has the answer to literally everything. So people who need help go to him and they ask him, and he gives the right answer. And there was a young man in the other village. This young man wanted to fail the old man. So the young man was saying, is it possible that this old man knows everything? It's impossible. So he came with a trick. So the young man got a bird, a very small bird, and has put this bird in his hand. The bird is alive, and it's small to an extent that people don't see it. And then he was eager to fail the old man. He came up with a trick. He said, I'm going to visit the old man and ask him, is the bird in my hand dead or alive? If he says alive, I squeeze the bird and he's wrong. If he says that the bird is dead, I open my hand, the bird flies, and he's wrong. So the young man was so excited to fail the old man. He took an appointment. It took him weeks to reach that village because there's no ground transportation, and finally he's reached the old man. He knocked the door, entered, and the moment of truth. The young man is standing and the bird in his hand. He greeted the old man and asked him, "Old man, you pretend to know everything, don't you?" And the old man said, "Of course I know. I don't pretend. I know. That's the truth. People come to me because I know everything." And then the young man asked him, "Old man, is the bird in my hand dead or alive?" The old man answered in a confident tone of voice and told him, "Young man, the life of the bird is in your hand. The life of the bird is only in your hand." And by the end of this webinar, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, applying what we have discussed is only in your hand. Because Hani's role ends now, your role starts to apply something. Remember, that's your return on investment. I wish you a wonderful, fantastic, and a brilliant 2020. Until we meet again, thank you so much.
Meirc.com